That channel's just over there. Anyway, what I'm telling you is I've run that channel for 5 years with a lot of effort and learning this, that, and the other, and everything I said before is true, okay? Hey gardeners, thanks for stopping by this Saturday afternoon. I guess evenings when I'll post this. I just want to do a video on thanks, and give some shout outs is what they call it, and also some YouTube tips. Probably wondering, what do I have to say about that with a small channel? This isn't my only channel, we'll get back to that. Actually, let's just talk about that. I have 3 channels, and this channel has been around for quite a while. I just never put a lot of time into it to build up a following. I've erased almost all of my old videos, just started over back in January, February. And I can tell you that there are ways to get views without followers. They're called help videos, keywords, how to, things of that nature. You may have noticed this week I published a video, including today, Sunday to Saturday, 7 days. I wanted to see if I could do it with videos that were not like this. Well, this is a help video, I guess, but I wanted to see if I could put videos up that actually has some substance to it. You'll see a few of those help videos in there. How to grow Swiss chard comes to mind. Shady lettuce was another one I did this week. But anyway, that's the key. There's a theory out there of how to grow a robust YouTube community that it's not about making money and getting big. It's about how to balance your channel, and it's really the 3 H's. It's hubs, heroes, and help. And so a hub would be like this, where you're chatting with your friends, your core followers. Help would be like how to grow Swiss chard, and that's when you're trying to get people that don't follow your channel to catch the video. I do mine to help new gardeners. I'm not an expert. I don't have a degree in horticulture or anything related. I'm an economist, actually. I have a degree in economics, and I did not do agricultural economics. That's when you're estimating, pork bellies and orange juice and wheat and soy, all that stuff. Just kind of takes the fun out of being involved with gardening when you get to that level, and hundreds of thousands of bushels here, there, wherever. It's just kind of mind-numbing, really. Basically, agricultural economics is about commodities. So I did get a degree in economics, which is related in the sense of marginal benefit and marginal cost. What can you do with limited space? And that's the point of this channel, by the way, small space gardening. So anyway, you have your hubs, your help, and then your hero would be maybe once a month where you put something out that you really, really want to get a lot of hits. So you put a lot of time into it, to your thumbnail, to your title, your description, and your tags. That's your key right there if you're wondering about that stuff. And I don't mean to preach to people that know what's going on. This is for people that may not have figured it out yet. But if you get your thumbnail right, people are more likely to click on it. So it's got to be attractive. Typically you want to make that separate from your video instead of just using the defaults that YouTube gives you. And then you want a title that might be searched. That's why I use how to, can you, what to do, stuff like that people might actually type out on a computer searching for something. And then you put that in your description as well. Best thing you could do, if you got how to grow beans, your description would go, how to grow beans by blah, blah, blah. You could double that thing immediately. That helps YouTube figure out what that video is about, and they'll recommend it. And then your tags, same thing. You start how to grow beans, but you separate the words. That'd be how to, boom, grow, boom, beans. I've seen a lot of people over the years that have a hard time. There's a measure of getting 5 to 5 on your keyword ranking, and they're making a mistake of putting it all out in one sentence. You're more likely to get, if you got how to grow beans, that's the tag that's going to signal when somebody searches. But they might not search how to grow beans. They might search pole beans. So you separate the word beans out. So it's how to stop, grow, stop, beans, stop. So you're more likely to pick up more people doing a search. Anyway, you do all that. And if you wanted to really get deep into it, take your time and do a closed caption. You'll see some of my videos have that. And the reason you do that, if it's closed caption, Google, the search engine, will then act on it. If you use their defaults, it won't do that. If you create a closed caption for your video with your fingers on the keyboard, it takes time. I do not recommend doing that every video. It's a lot of time. But if you do it for the heroes or the helps, you're more likely to have people find your video through a Google search, not YouTube, through a Google search. You know, you're not going to make the first fold. You're not going to pop right up there. They got advertisers and all that, but some people do scroll down and look at stuff, and hey, boom, there you go. So that's, you know, that's the idea for helping heroes. Another reason I went 7 days in a row this week is I saw Content Bug is her name. This isn't a shout out, and the shout outs are coming. Content Bug was doing some analysis and checking out somebody else's page, and noticed that when they published every day, their views leveled out. Okay, and again, this is a small channel. I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to help other gardeners and just meet people like you. It's more about community to me, as all my channels are. But anyway, and she demonstrated, the girl was posting every day, and her views and watch time just leveled right out. You know, didn't have all these spikes in it, you know, just this consistent thing. So I tried that this week, and sure enough, it worked. It did. You know, I'm only getting basically 1.2 to 1.5 hours a day. Nothing, big scheme of thing. You know, that's not even a speck on a beach. But it did level out. And here's the thing. There's these other two videos, how-to videos. They're picking up the views. If you look at my popular list, you'll see a how to plan your summer garden, how to plan your vegetable garden, I think's the title. And that's a refurbished video. I took it down and then reposted it probably 2 months ago. And it's closing in on 400 views. When I posted it, this channel only had 15 followers. That video is just getting these constant hits. I think it's 77% of the people that watch that video find it through YouTube search, because of the way I titled it, described it, tagged it, okay? But YouTube also likes active channels, so I'm posting every day. They're more likely to recommend that other video because my channel is real active. Okay, that doesn't mean you just want to put up garbage every day. That's for one of my other channels. It's called the Slate channel. It's just a general blog. We put up whatever we want on that thing. But anyway, the stuff works if that's what you're after. I mean, everybody uses YouTube for different reasons. Again, I'm not in this for the money, and I'm just trying to help brand new gardeners. I know a lot of what I put up for people following this is like, yeah, well, no kidding, you know. Lettuce does better in full sun. Well, duh. But the point of that was to demonstrate to new gardeners that if you have limited space, you can put your leafy stuff in the partial shade, because it doesn't need the full sun to produce, right? You wouldn't, like, if you got to choose between tomato and lettuce, which one gets more shade? Well, you go with the lettuce. We know this, the older gardeners know this, but a new gardener doesn't necessarily recognize that. In fact, a lot of videos get into soil and they mention sun. What you hardly ever see is, and I've got one, I think it's in that how to plan thing. You hardly ever see people, the experts, talking about direction. What's east, what's west, what's north, what's south. That's very, very important when you're gardening. Newbies don't realize this. Like, you know, if you've got a bunch of short crop and you put your beans on the south side, you're going to block sun. I mean, it's simple, but if you're brand new, you don't think like that. So the first thing you got to do really is, where's my north, where's my south, where's my east and my west, and basically just watch your yard to see where the sun is. Anyway, I didn't mean to babble on about that. I do have a channel that's pretty close to 1,000. It's a music channel. It's a very competitive niche. Music is just extremely competitive. If you think gardening is competitive, try a music channel. I've been doing it for years. I am a musician too. I just basically built that up as best I could and then realized there's no way I'm ever going to get to what I originally wanted, which was about 10 to 15,000 core followers. I guess because my music's not that good. But I do have releases, music releases, so people that watch that through the topic, I make some residual money that way through royalties. So that channel's just over there. Anyway, what I'm telling you is I've run that channel for 5 years with a lot of effort and learning this, that, and the other, and everything I said before is true. Okay, you need your hubs, your help, your heroes. You need to pay attention to your tags and stuff if what you're after is a lot of views. All right, so now to the shout outs. CB, I'm in Carolina, CB's in Carolina. This is CB's Greenhouse and Garden, and he has been a faithful follower and comments. I appreciate your help and your tips, man. I mean, that's kind of why I got back hard to my gardening channels, to learn more from others and then share what I know. And then I've got Behind the Garage Barbecue, fairly new, but I really like his channel and he knows what he's doing. We do some barbecuing on the other channel, the Slate channel, the general blog channel. So I enjoyed him stopping by. It was really fun to find him, and I think I found that through Page Family Homestead. I think they did a shout out this week. And then I have KBL Homestead down in Texas, not my zone, but learned some good techniques from that individual, him and his wife, and they got a nice spread. If you don't follow KBL, you might want to follow. He puts out some good information, some good help videos, good stuff there. And then last, Arkansas Woodcutter, just met him too, I think this week. And he's got an interesting channel. He has some issues with some mulch he bought for a garden bed. And it, as I recall, it was depleted of nitrogen. I think that's how it went. It was weak in the big three, okay? His 10-10-10 was more like 0-0-5. I'm sorry. The mulch was just no good, so he had to amend it with some bone meal and whatnot. But anyway, that's a good fella, and he'll chat with you. And if I'd left you out, there's no offense. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and list 25, 40 people. But I did want to point these 4 out. They've been very helpful and useful, and comment and interact. And hey, that's why we're here, right? You guys have a blessed weekend. Stay safe out there. I'm sure most of you are in the shelter-in-place orders just like me. It's life. Peace, y'all.